Do you know, it's been a week since we've last talked, and I'm still drinking the same glass of beer that I was a week ago. It's been a slow news week for me. I've been
very flat and very warm.
Quintessentially nursing this little glass of beer.
That's a really, really unpleasant image, because now I'm imagining that you've just got it nestled against your nipple and you're slowly letting it... Which is drinking which?
And I'm going, there. And I'm singing little songs to it. Rockabye, beer.
Oh, nice. That was a good pun.
Yeah, that was just off the top of my head.
That's great.
Yeah.
You did really well there.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for being so positive towards me. I appreciate that. This is a podcast in which two friends talk about the pleasures, absurdities, and imperfections of being human. I'm Simon Ellis.
And I'm Lee Miller. Welcome to Midlifing. I was reading recently, have we talked about this? It was just a headline, I didn't pay any attention. The idea of friends who mock one another are more likely to stay friends for a longer period of time.
What? Hello?
Yeah, gently mock one another. And I found myself going, that is just one of those things that makes my teeth itch.
Yeah, you were thinking, Simon was right all along.
No,
that's why I've got so many long-term friends. It's because we've gently mocked each other all the time.
Yeah. Maybe that's it. Maybe people stay together when they mock each other because they're still waiting to get the final word. So it's not friendship. It's just like, I am going to best that motherfucker one day.
I think you and I have gently mocked each other from the get-go. I might have crossed the line beyond gently. But I think that...
Oh, I definitely crossed the line beyond gently occasion. Well, in fact, not that long ago. Oopsie.
No, you didn't. I just missed it. That's all. You didn't. It wasn't...
Okay.
Yeah, I just... I was on another pathway.
I love how you immediately know what we're talking about.
Well, I do.
Which we can't talk about on air, people.
I can't remember what it was as well. I mean, I can't remember what it was, but I know that it happened. And I know when you said, just landed bad or something like that, I was thinking, I didn't even know that, I didn't even recognize there was a joke in there because I was just, because I was so busy.
Yeah.
Very boring.
Yeah.
I loved how sorry you were. I mean, it was so weird that you were so sorry about it because I wasn't even at the point of going that I wasn't even at the point of being offended.
I think I was sorry because it was one of those moments where I try to stay away from teasing, and that sits with anything that looks like meanness. Meanness, I think,
and I love this about you, and I aspire to it.
I don't think I aspire to it as well, Simon. That's the thing. It's a practice. It's not something that I've perfected. I can be mean and venal and cruel because I'm a human being, but I don't like it in myself, and I really don't like it in others. But I definitely don't like it in myself. Yeah. It's the it's the thing that will, I think. So we're all always surrounded by people that we haven't chosen to have in our lives if we have a job.
Or family.
In fact, we're probably... Or see last week's conversation. Yeah.
I love my family, by the way. All of them.
Good.
I mean, I have them... They're ranked, of course.
See, as you started to say that, I didn't know that there was going to be an ED on the end of that word, and I thought you were going to say their rank. I was like, wow, that's a really mean thing to say about your entire family. They're stinky. They're rotten. Okay, that's mean, Simon.
Basically like this warm, flat beer I'm drinking right now.
I've got a glass of wine that is breathing downstairs waiting for me.
Let's get the show on the road, motherfucker.
Yeah, okay. But I will just finish with, because we're all surrounded by people that we don't choose, I have to say I can manage with self-interest, I can manage with egotistical, I can manage with thoughtless,
but not mean.
I can manage mean is the one thing that is just like when you do mean, it's kind of hard for somebody to come back from that for me.
Yeah.
Just like, I can, because everybody gets in that thing where, you're having a conversation and you tell somebody something, and then instead of them going, "That's interesting, tell me more," they start to tell you the version of theirs, and you kind of go, "Oh, okay, right, we're talking about you now. Okay, that's great."
So,
and I do that a lot.
But I'm just leaving a space here because I've got to tell you a story that you have to cut out. Because I think...
Okay.
No, maybe I can tell it in the abstract. Wait. Yeah, I'll tell it in the abstract. Fuck it. Where someone was talking about a particular success that they'd had at work. And I'd congratulated them. And then they were, clearly it was a big thing and it's an important thing. And they said, "Yes, I'm flavour of the month." And I said, the first thing that came to mind, this is not good. This is not a good look on my part, Lee Miller. And I think it was mean.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "A month only lasts 30 days, right?"
Oh. Okay. Can I ask a question?
I will tell you the context off air because I think you'll agree with me.
I can't wait to find out off air. Oh,
in fact, let's cut now and I'll tell you now.
I'm going to say, tell me now.
Okay, so.
So, listenership, there's been a chunk of conversation that Simon and I have had on recording, but very avowedly off air.
Yeah,
and
but still, I'm
to
mean.
let
Though.
you know,
I'm still mean. Though.
Yeah, it wasn't the kindest thing, but what I will say is, in the same way that I find it difficult to go back when somebody has been mean, it opens up for me in my heart a meanness to those people. And the person that you've just described, who I actually know, and I would say you were quite gentle with your riposte, in all fairness.
No, but I have to say, I think it was mean. I wasn't meaning to be mean. I was actually trying to make light of the 30 days.
Yeah.
That somehow that's
totally
like employee
understand.
of the month at McDonald's kind of thing. That's where my head was basically. But yes, I still think it was mean.
No, I understand. No, but I found myself, I think, being similarly mean on Friday. That somebody
we might have been synced up in our meanness. That's what happens.
We might have been.
That's what happens when you podcast a lot together.
You wear the same pants, and your mean cycles align. Not moon cycles.
Title.
Mean cycles.
Yeah, go. All synced up.
No, yes, I was in a it wasn't a meeting. It was like kind of a collective thing that was happening on Friday, and this person who has been unkind in a variety of ways, sometimes directly at me, sometimes behind people's backs, and so one of those things where you just kind of go, ooh, that's a really unpleasant colour on you, particular individual. And they were needing some support, and I found myself saying, "Why have you got your knickers in a twist?"
You mean actually saying
went,
it? Saying it, yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I said it out loud. I said, "Why have you got your knickers in a twist? What do you need?" And they said, "I wonder if you could rephrase that in a way that doesn't that doesn't lay so much blame at my door." Just kind of thought, no, actually, they are absolutely correct. It was coming from a place of unkindness for me, and I was happy for them to be cast in a light that was unflattering which was not of their making. They were having a moment of struggle in public that instead of me offering to lean in and offer support, I kind of I sort of shrugged and went, "Why aren't you getting the tits into us? What's going on here?" I said, "Knickers, not tits." And
I mean,
yeah,
equally,
and it's one of those things where it's like
equally problematic gender-wise, but let's not go
yeah,
there.
absolutely. Let's not go there. Yeah, but I did find myself reflecting afterwards, like, oh shit, I've been trying to keep them gender neutral. They were absolutely right to call me out because it was an unkindness. It was an unkindness.
Yeah, but it's a weird thing, that one, because yes, I agree, and yet there's also because of the informality. I'm not sure about. I don't think I would ever say that phrase in that context because it's knickers in a twist. There's something about the gendered aspect of it, which you'd never say that to. Anyway, I don't think I'd use that phrasing, but there's something about the idea of an informal kind of opening of a conversation to sort of soften the heat of it for them. And I think that's possible in that. I don't think it's necessarily all mean, but maybe those nuances are way too subtle for a situation like that when someone's upset.
This is the thing. This was not a public event. This was a private event. This was people that knew each other, worked closely with one another. And so I wasn't trying to unsettle them. I was just less careful with my language than I would have been in any other situation. Had we been in, and we sit on several committees in common, and there's no way that I would use that kind of tone or language in that kind of a context. No matter how heated or anxious or disappointed or upset they were, I would just go, How do we solve this? But context is everything, isn't it? But I was disappointed in myself, very disappointed in myself.
I was reminded. This is not what I was thinking we would be talking about, but here we are. But I was reminded the other day of, let's say, how do I say this? My propensity, my tendency, which you know very well, of I have a very dry sense of humour. I have a very dry sense of humour which is built a lot on irony. And it's also coupled with, this is at work, deeply informal attitudes towards the academy, which is in part about me, but also a part about Antipodeans in general towards those kinds of structures, right? It's very common for Antipodeans, Australians, New Zealanders. I don't know so much about South Africans, but I imagine it's the same. That they don't really... Yeah, just the formal thing's not really big in our world, and the sort of how do you say, the heeding to hierarchies, or I don't know quite how to say that, but that kind of thing, right? And so, but which I think in good situations, that irony and playfulness and informality is really great. But boy, can it go so wrong! And I'm just thinking about people who don't have English as a first language. And irony is just so messy, and that kind of like it's a sort of perfect storm for being misunderstood.
Yeah.
And wow, I need to get so much better. I really do need to get so much, and it's really hard because it's such a deep part of my identity and personality. Right? It's a little like saying I can't quite be me in this circumstance, or as me as I'd like to be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I do know what you mean. And of course, that what becomes tricky and challenging in those moments where you realise that you can't be me in those, and I'm going to just say something now which I really don't want you to hear as a criticism. So I'll preface that.
Yeah.
That is this is the thinnest, like microscopically thin end of the same wedge that allows people to go, yeah, but I mean, so I'm using sexist or racist or transphobic or whatever language. It's like, that's just my position. That's who I am. And it's that sort of, it might be who you are. It might be what you feel. It might be how you've been cooked in a particular soup. But now you're in this context. And is it possible that we don't do that in front of one another? And so it's like, yeah, I totally hear what you say, because there's a lot of times where I think, ooh, I'm not being authentically myself in this room. for whatever that means. But also thinking that's probably a very good thing.
Yeah, I think I had this kind of basic rule, or I have this basic rule, which is, as long as I'll just say, shitting upwards or at myself, there's less risk involved there. Especially, of course, if I'm the subject or the object of that irony. But still, I think it's, I really need to, I get it, I understand, but boy, it's hard, because I'm so deeply, it's also, the weird thing, also, that this is ironic, which is, partly it's about wanting to make a room feel comfortable. That's the, I mean, it is deeply ironic.
Yeah, and then you're doing the opposite.
Well, potentially, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, one is not you. That was not a suggestion that you are doing.
Well, no, but I think moments. I'm the example we're talking about here. Tricky, eh? Tricky, and also being kind of clear. Like I don't know what's tricky about it in a way.
Well, it's interesting because you said I can't be myself. I can't be my full-throated real self here, and then that's that kind of like, but we're never that.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure I would have used that language, but I think there's something about they're so deeply patterned.
You did say that you can't be myself.
Yeah, this is the kind of how I understand myself in those. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and it's like, well, but we are never that. We are always doing a version of performing, and it's just that your performance that you're talking about here is so rehearsed.
Exactly, and that
that the grooves are really deep.
Yeah, they are very, very well. They're exactly. I'm not even going to repeat the metaphor. Yeah.
Oh, and exactly. I am so on the same page as you, because I am frighteningly aware that every time I start at the beginning of every academic year, I used to say to myself, and this is the year I will become a more serious and proper academic. I will stop trying to be fun and jovial, and I will stop trying to make things light, and I will step into a space. And it would last for maybe 40 minutes.
This is what I say to myself for every conference. Not that I go to that many these days. This conference, I'm not going to be that person that makes those jokes or asks provocative questions. I'm going to just be listening.
Yeah.
Listening with kindness.
The thing is, I mean, when I was doing it like in an undergraduate induction sort of space, it was because I was looking at a sea of really terrified and bored faces.
Such a great mixture.
Yeah, it's a great mixture. Being terrified and bored by people who were not terrifying but boring, and just thinking, oh my God, this is their first day at university, and that's the tone that you're going to set.
Yeah. I'm Professor so-and-so.
Oh, yeah. And it was always delivered in that place from your throat here, where it was like we're slightly
It was basically
whispering.
Dumbledore, wasn't it?
I mean, yeah, but without the charisma.
And the beard. Without the beard, probably. Or definitely without the hat thing. Did he wear a hat?
Yeah, it just came from he did have a hat, yeah. It would always just come from that place of like, I am letting you know that I'm taking this very and serious. Yeah. And it's just like, oh my God. And I couldn't stomach it. And so I would go, look at my big clown shoes. How many people can we fit in the car? And I slightly hated myself for it, because I always wanted to be serious, but also I can't be self-serious. It's just fucking boring.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Hasn't changed.
Also, I know. That's the thing. That's what I guess I'm talking about, is it hasn't changed. But I mean, it's sort of leopard changing its spots kind of stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I really treat what you've said seriously, and also my ambivalence about that side. I mean, deep ambivalence, and not new either.
I've been pissing in the wind. I chanced a foolish grin and dribbled on my chin. Now the ground shifts beneath my feet. The faces that I greet never know my name. Just give me something, I'll take nothing. Just give me something, I'll take nothing.
I don't know where we left.
So,
I don't know where we left off. We've had
yeah.
sorry, audience. We've just had a bit
Yeah.
of a diversion again to something that cannot be included because it's
Yeah,
you know.
this is the day, everybody, where Simon and Lee just talked without really remembering that they were in a podcast,
Yeah.
and had to go let's cut this out
Yeah.
because this is not for public.
Yeah, so sorry about that.
I mean-
if we had a live version that people listened in, that would be interesting. Someone actually asked me. I had a listener once ask me, "Do you have a live version so that I can listen while it's being recorded?" That would be
Fuck no.
Can you imagine? That would be different, wouldn't it?
I think what would have to happen for me for us to have a live version was we would have to do it in front of a live audience.
Yeah, because
There's
you'd
no way-
forget, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It's basically the equivalent
Yeah.
of turning a camera off on putting hide myself on a video and then picking your nose.
Oh,
I live in
never.
terror.
Well, you do that. You don't have your camera. You hide yourself.
I can't
when
stand
you're
it because I just
thing,
end up
and
looking. I mean, everyone looks at themselves, right? And I just can't stand spending
Yeah.
so long seeing myself. Not because I don't like looking. I mean, anyway, you know what I mean. Just like so distracting.
Yeah. No, I absolutely. I have to have it on, and I also have to look at myself
that reason.
because my face. Not for picking my nose. I'm not really bothered about picking my nose, but my face is. You might have noticed this, Simon.
Oh, yeah, quite expressive.
It's somewhat readable. It's safe to say nobody ever walks away from a conversation with Lee thinking, I wonder what's going on in his mind. It's like, looking at his face.
Poker face,
And, you know.
Poker face Miller,
Yeah, it's
Professor
just- it's
Poker
just-
Face. Hey, I think I don't know what that episode was about, but I think we've
No,
finished
me
it.
either. Yeah, I think we probably definitely should draw a veil over it.
Yeah.
Okay.
See ya.
Lots of love. Bye.
I'm going to stop recording.